Hello, I'm Maggie Lawrence, and I have a little boy who just turned 8 months old, and his name is Banks, and we have been breastfeeding since day one. I also went to Sanford.
So, did you ever doubt breastfeeding Banks?
I did not. I knew when I was pregnant with Banks that I wanted to try to breastfeed him, and that has been my goal since the beginning.
And I know that you had Banks at Brookwood, so
Yes.
Did a lactation consultant talk to you before having him and then after having him?
So most of the nurses were pretty skilled and helpful in that area as well. And right when I got home from the hospital, within less than 24 hours, they had called me on the phone to check in and see how I was doing. And they also offer breastfeeding support groups that meet at different places throughout the week. And I went to one of those meetings every week, so that was helpful.
Do you still go to those?
I do not.
So, was it hard at first, like your first feeding? Was that difficult?
Yes. Your body has no clue what it's doing. And it takes, about 3 days for your milk to actually come in. And the baby's hungry and screaming and tiny and fragile. And so it's a lot of juggling parts, trying to figure out what's comfortable and how to position yourself. So yes, it was very difficult in the beginning, but then it got easier as he got older and I got more comfortable.
How old was he whenever you finally became comfortable with breastfeeding?
I'd say maybe about 3 months old. We had a couple setbacks. In the beginning, I got mastitis, which is a really bad, really painful infection of your breast. And I had some really sore, cracked nipples that were even bleeding. So that was really difficult to work through. And once that all healed and we got over that hump, I started to feel just more comfortable in general breastfeeding him.
How long does a feeding take? And I know in the beginning it was longer.
In the beginning, it seems like you just live on the sofa with your boobies and your baby. The babies just aren't as comfortable. Well, I would just say they're just not as proficient in the beginning, and they're very sleepy and tired. So you have to do a lot to stimulate them and wake them up to finish a feeding. A true good feeding would be about 15 minutes on each side. So about 30 minutes would be probably a sufficient feeding for a baby.
And how long do you plan on breastfeeding Banks?
I plan to breastfeed him till a year, and then see, maybe how he does at that, and then maybe slowly just wean him after a year.
So I know that you work 2 days a week. And how difficult is it to breastfeed there? Do they have a room available for you?
I am very blessed because I work in the neonatal intensive care unit, and there's actually lactation consultants for the families in the NICU, and they are there for the staff as well. So there have been numerous occasions where I have gone to those lactation consultants and asked them personal questions. We also have 2 different pumping rooms available for us. They're extremely nice. They have TVs and reclining chairs, and we even get the hospital grade pumps to use, which are way better than the home pumps. So I'm very, very blessed.
And lastly, I know that we talked about for breastfeeding, you kind of felt judged, and even people were asking you while you were pregnant. So just talk about that a little bit.
So as a mom, I think you want to do what's best for your baby, and sometimes you don't know what's best, but you just do whatever you can do. And the world is very judgmental, and so you feel judged if you have to supplement with formula, but then you feel judged if you're breastfeeding and your baby's too old and people are wondering, are you still breastfeeding? And I just realized I'm going to wake up every day and I'm going to feed my baby, whatever that looks like. And for us, it's been successful breastfeeding. Twice we've had to use formula. And he did okay with that. And as a mom, I just had to decide I got to just do what's best at this point for my child. So it is hard, but, I'm in a lot of very helpful support groups on Facebook as well for breastfeeding moms. And that's really nice just to have support and just other mom friends I have. We can all just talk and relate and be there for each other to support each other.
Yay, thank you.
You're welcome.